The quality I'd seek most of all in a prospect, and there's more certainly than one quality, it would be their ability to relate to the individual, and a lot of it is not the result of conversation. It's the result of observation. Your ability to see how a person carries themselves, how they groom themselves, how they dress, putting these things together and adding, call it instinct if you will, and you have a way of relating to a customer where you can really personalize their clothing. I can make these observations, and my colleagues that are good at it can make these observations as the man walks in the door. Just as he walks in the door. It doesn't take any longer than that. How he's dressed, how he walks, his attitude, all of that expresses. It's the language of getting to understand the individual and the personality, you see. They have to be eclectic in their understanding of how people vary from one another. I've had people that sell by formula. They don't do anything great for the customer. They don't do what is today called individualized medicine. You know, they just turn them out one the same as the other. They don't change formula whatsoever. That's terrible. To me, each individual that walks in is an individual, and you've got to turn out clothing that's consistent with this quality of the individual. Now, what the other aspect of this person who's going to provide this kind of service is the aesthetic. They have to have the ability to understand the aesthetic. They must understand product. They must have a sense of quality. They must have a sense of style. They've got to, in fact, they have to really have a sense of what's going on out there in the world, the lifestyle that people are leading, and the places they're likely to be, and the people they're liable to be mixing with. I know I'm making this sound terribly complicated, but the answers for all that come quickly to people who have that natural ability to size the customer up. But you must have an innate sense of quality, just as probably as much as some of the ability to size up a customer is innate as well, you know. So having a sense of style, sense of taste, but not being dogmatic about it, and understanding there are a variety of ways of expressing yourself, which differ, you know, from customer to customer. If you're not challenged by that, you may as well be selling Chevrolets, you know, each one the same, you know. Each cloth is different. There is such a wonderful variety of things to match personalities with, you know, ties and making and so on. So those are two of the qualities. The third is honesty. You have to be honest. You have to have integrity. You must really have desire to please, and be concerned if you do anything less. You have to be conscientious enough to replay this in your mind over and over again in order to improve on doing it. It's a very rewarding activity. You know, I often draw the analogy that what I'm talking about doesn't differ from selling bridges or tanks or one thing or another. You have to understand your customer, you know. You take those same qualities in an individual, they could probably apply it to a whole variety of things.